everyone, and welcome back to my mini-series of direct sales experiences that I have had. Last week I talked about Melaleuca. This week I'm talking about ACN. ACN is a company that offers a very broad variety, like a broad range of products. They do everything from cell phone bills, internet, cable, power bills, that sort of thing. They also do home security. They just have a whole lot that they do. But there's a catch. And I'm going to start with the business side of it because this is a business. It's $500 to get in. $500. That's a lot. Now, keep in mind, if in your first month you can get 2 people to sign up, you get it's either $1,000 or $1,500 bonus. Woo! That gives you $500, your $500 back, and more money, and that's enough for 1 or 2 more people that you can sponsor so they can get in. And then if they can get theirs, they can get that money, and then I went to 3 or 4 meetings, and that's all they kept telling me. I was like, all right, well, tell me about the product. If I'm going to be a salesperson, I'm going to sell the product, not the company. That's important to me. So if someone comes to me and says, hey, is this service as good as Verizon? Well, what about Vivint? Is this as good as security service as this X name over there? And I don't know. You know what the company told me? They said, look it up online. Sure, that's great if I'm sitting down at a computer. That's great if I have my tablet with my super expensive free Wi-Fi connector on the bottom of it. What about if I'm talking to a friend or family? What if I'm talking to someone on the bus? And they're like, yeah, I need a new cell phone plan. I'm paying, $80 a month for all you can, unlimited everything. $60 would be awesome. Yeah, it would. But they don't want you to know about the product. They say, learn about the product later. And of course, this could just be the reps that I was with. But that was a big no-no for me. They said, learn about the products later. They don't matter. Guess what? They do matter. So much so that it took a long time for me to even consider going into the business. Now, I was given a free trip with my fiance at the time to LA to do a business conference. We were supposed to have everything paid for, our room, our gas, and then they said, if you like it by the end of the trip, we will sponsor you to get in. So by the end of the trip, I had already had 2 people, well, before the trip, I had 2 people who were like, yeah, I would love to get in. Let's do this. Let's go. Let's make it big. Of course, it's already very saturated in my area, but we didn't really know that at the time. So I already had 2 people who said, we have the money. Let's do it. The person who's supposed to be sponsoring me knew this. Well, he and I kind of got in a little bit of a... Okay, that's not true. It wasn't he and I. It was myself and his girlfriend kind of gotten to just a bit of a falling out because I told him before I left, or I told the group before I left, because we went with the whole group from the area, I will not be attending on Saturday. I have church on Saturday. I won't be going. Well, apparently the message didn't get around or something, and Saturday came, I wasn't there, and there was a big fit, and everyone was like, oh, you're stealing their money, and blah, blah, blah. Needless to say, I had to make it home on my own, and I didn't get sponsored when I got home, even though I would have already hit my first mark within the first 24 hours. So that was a big no-no with me. Now, others have had fantastic success with ACN. So if you're considering ACN, there's a couple things to consider. First, how saturated is your area? Are there a lot of groups? Are there a lot of people in ACN? How many Vivint signs do you see along the streets when you drive? That's a really big thing to consider because unless your area has the power and electric bill, or the power bill, gas bill, that sort of thing, and you can make money off of that, I really would not recommend ACN. Secondly, who's your group leader? How active are they? Not are they just connecting you with uplines, but are they are they having meetings every week? Are not just the same meeting over and over and over, but are they meeting with you to help you go farther, to do better? That's a really big thing, because the meetings that I were going to, it was the same informational meetings for newbies every single time. Not once in the 4 months that I was involved with this company, or getting ready to be involved with, did we go over any extra training about the product, training about how to talk to people. It was all, this is the company, this is what we do, bring people in so that they can see it too. I didn't mean to rhyme. So that was a real put off for me. Like I said, the company can be really good for you. Is it worth the $500? I don't know. That's really up for you to decide. It wasn't worth it for me because my group, the people in my group weren't very good at it. I had planned to do 150%. My husband is a fantastic salesman. He was going to be in it, 150%, and they didn't want to sponsor either one of us after they had promised. So, not that I'm trying to be greedy about it, but that was another issue. Promises were kept. If you want in the company, you must do this. We did it. They didn't want to sponsor us. Kind of a sore spot. But keep in mind, this is not how every single ACN, this is not every ACN story, obviously. There are a lot of great opportunities in there. I'm just sharing my experience with it. Would I recommend it? Oh, that's a hard question. I'm honestly going to have to say no. I think there's better places for you to invest your $500. Again, unless you have the electricity and gas bill option in your area. And what that is you've signed people up through ACN. ACN's a middleman contractor. They make it so that you can get your gas and electric from this people for X amount of dollars. It's cheaper for you in the long run, and ACN gets a cut as the middleman because ACN gets a cut, so does the rep. It just works out for everybody. So like I said, that's my experience, that's my opinion of the company. Overall, it's not a very good one, but it's still how things happen for me. Hopefully, things will work better for you, because I've been told that mine was a 1 in a million chance that things weren't going to go well. Just do your research if you're thinking about getting into a company. If you're watching this video, you're already taking the first step, or you're subscribed and you're like, I have nothing else better to do with my life. Which I appreciate also. Anyways, please don't forget a thumbs up and subscribe because they're both free. Please don't forget to leave your comments and questions in the section below. I will answer them ASAP. Have an awesome day. And don't forget to stay tuned for next week, because next week I will be going over Cutco.